The YSL RICO trial is a complete disaster, as Lil Woody, the YSL member that snitched and signed a plea deal out of the YSL case, was forced back into the trial room today, as the prosecutors were asking the most ridiculous questions, which made YSL Woody get extremely angry.
I can't sit here and tell y'all nothing. I don't know what y'all want me. I don't know what y'all looking for. I didn't see nobody. I didn't see nobody rob nobody. I didn't see none of these boys do anything. I did some stupid things. I got caught for the stupid things that I was doing, and I just went from there. Like, I didn't. And then y'all got me up here, and I done told y'all, for y'all put me up here, y'all can't talk to me on like a Tuesday or something. You can't talk to me in the streets. And I told you, like, I lied. And I told you that. And then y'all still brought me in here.
Isn't it true that you did not want to testify because you don't want to deal with the reality of being labeled a snitch?
Miss Hilton, I was been labeled a snitch way before I had to come to trial, when y'all linked that video out to the social media. So the world look at me as a snitch no matter what goes on to this day. But me coming here, like, I have put my faith in God's hands, and I come here and I let it be known. I guess got no choice but to be letting know to y'all now that I have told y'all time after time that I done lied.
As the prosecutors have barely any evidence against Young Thug. However, they keep bringing YSL Woody into the courtroom to try to just bring up something that they can use against Young Thug. But it seems as if Lil Woody has just had enough, as eventually he would snap inside of the courtroom and he would begin screaming.
And my only priority was, by any means necessary, to protect him with my whole thing. Judge, I get a minute because they drive me crazy.
Yeah, take a minute, take a breath.
Keep telling y'all,
Stay here. Come here. Stay on the stand. Take some breaths. Calm down.
And once he finishes his breath, Your Honor, state, we conclude our questioning, Your Honor.
As Lil Woody got so angry that he had to stand up, walk away, and you don't even see this happen in most or any court cases, it's starting to get ridiculous. But it's what happened next where everything turned into crazy mode, as it would be announced Woody is getting tired of explaining why he told on Young Thug over and over again.
Why did you ask for Thug to pay your bond after you had told on them in the June 10th interview?
I didn't tell on them. I was going through a phase in my life, like I told you before, and I told you in the back. I made it all up. I sat right there and said whatever came to the top of my head, that I pieced certain things together and said what I said. If you listen to both of them calls, they contradict each other. If you listen to the interview, you hear what the police keep saying. And that's why I put everything on Thug. The man ain't had nothing to do with my stupidity. I'm sitting right here today telling y'all the truth, and y'all still sitting right here playing this lady. Like I told y'all, I made it up. I put it on him. Okay. I'm not scared of nobody. Nobody forced me to say none of this stuff. This is not right.
Okay.
Now this is very surprising, and it changes the entire YSL RICO trial, as YSL Woody is saying that he lied about everything that he snitched on Young Thug for, meaning that they all have to go review the evidence once again, clarifying what was a lie and what evidence he gave that was real. However, 2 hours later, there would finally be some evidence coming out, not only against Young Thug, but also Gunna and Lil Baby. But to understand it, you first need to know about the beginning, as starting in 2022, in the month of May, Young Thug, alongside Gunna and several YSL members, were arrested on RICO charges, but within 2 weeks, Young Thug's best friend, Gunna, snitched his way out of the court case by accepting a plea deal.
YSL is a music label, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Important to note that Young Thug, Lil Baby, and Gunna were a trio. They were an unbreakable best friend group. They had each other's back for the last few years, but when Gunna originally snitched, it would then be announced the following day by DJ Academics, Lil Baby, as well as members of 4PF, are now next on the Atlanta DA's RICO list. The exact same way that YSL and Young Thug were raided and arrested for RICO, Lil Baby is now next up. Meanwhile, Gunna is home free.
An in-depth investigation. Recent months, you've had 2 high-profile racketeering cases. There are going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
as DJ Academics would then even confirm it, showing the evidence file of 4PF on the documents while confirming it on a stream that it is a rap group with a 3-letter name and the rapper is one of the top in the game.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going first. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever, but these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
Now, why this is so important is because the next topic in the YSL RICO trial is street teams that are connected to YSL. They're all being brought into the courtroom. Even Lil Baby knows that eventually he's gonna be going into the YSL RICO trial, as in his new song titled 350, he even says the lyrics, "Ain't never said nothing about it, boy, you know you a rat." This even went viral on social media, showing that Lil Baby is angry of the situation that he's now in because of his former best friend. However, this would end up rubbing Young Thug's father the wrong way. He would even go on an interview to tell Lil Baby to be quiet.
How do you feel about Lil Baby throwing at Gunna for his plea deal? For his plea?
He need to shut the fuck up, cause he don't know what's going on. You know, he's going off of what he heard. Ask Lil Baby, have he ever came to a court date?
Oh, okay.
See, that's what I want y'all to ask these damn rappers and these bloggers with this whole snitch shit and this. When have y'all went to a court date to support Slime, to support Jeffrey, to support Thug, however you want to name it? Go on their social media pages and say, why in the haven't you been at the courthouse to support your dude? And I guarantee you won't get an answer.
However, Young Thug's father wouldn't stop here. He would go on to reveal this about Gunna as well.
Courtney said, how do you feel about Gunna?
I love Gunna.
See, that's the thing. People don't understand the relationship. They got this thing saying that Gunna is a rat and he's done this and done that.
But see, let me try to help the attorney clarify that a little simpler.
Okay.
Gunna hasn't done anything whatsoever that can hurt us on this case. Period.
As Thug's father is stating that Gunna's plea deal didn't affect Young Thug and Lil Baby, but rappers have much different opinions. As 6ix9ine would even meet up with DJ Academics, sharing his thoughts on Gunna's snitching, which relates to literally ruining Young Thug and Lil Baby's life.
He just implicated YSL being so now home, right? All the people who's locked up, like Jeffrey, like Young Thug, now he can't go with that defense. He can't go with the defense of saying, I'm a record label.
As rappers know that Lil Baby and Young Thug's lives are now in a terrible spot due to what Gunna did. However, it gets even more concerning as the current state of the YSL RICO trial isn't going to make the situations any better. Lawyers have noted that this is the most corrupt court case that they have ever witnessed. It would first be announced, judges ruled on attorneys Max's motion for a fair trial. She is sending the entire prosecution team to Brady training, leading into a lawyer saying, another embarrassment for the YSL RICO trial today.
But make sure before it shows up on a screen with a jury that whatever limits have been placed on this, you abide by them. I mean, I saw the slide from the opening that had something on it that had been specifically talked about and ruled that you had better not in any way put that before the jury, and lo and behold, it's up there on the screen. Not going to get back into it, but that should not happen again. If you know that comments aren't supposed to be on here, you need to make sure before you throw any slide up. And I'm not saying that this was how you were going to use it. I know you're just giving this to us right now, but just make sure everything is clean to the way that it is supposed to be. Okay. And
As in simple terms, the judge is sending all of the prosecutors against Young Thug to go and complete a small classroom course to remind them how to do their literal job on what evidence they are and are not allowed to use in a court trial. I wish I can tell you that this was a joke. The judge is actually sending all of these prosecutors to a classroom with a teacher to remind them how to do their job. This is where it feels corrupt. The prosecutors have no idea what they're even doing. However, the judge refuses to allow a mistrial just so then Young Thug in the end will face a prison sentence. Now, these two rappers have much different charges, but it feels awfully similar to what Boosie said about YNW Melly when he said that when the feds want you, they'll do anything to get you, such as when Melly was received a mistrial in his case, he wasn't even given a house arrest agreement or a bond.
When they want you, they want you. I knew they wanted them bad when they waited for that law to get passed. They waited all the way.
Penalty.
So it'd be 8-4.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You know, they waited all the way till that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah. They could have been took you to trial.
You're right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man.
However, it gets even crazier from here, as it would be announced on late Friday, Attorney Max told Judge Page that he filed another new motion for a fair trial. This one comes out after the attorneys found out about another ex parte meeting on June 7th.
So I recently filed while we were in court, a motion for a fair trial, seeking remedies. Oh, and I will email, it was just filed. And I will email it over.
As Max is a part of Young Thug's legal team, he's bringing up an issue that the prosecutors had an illegal meeting to gain evidence on Young Thug with outside sources, which is obviously illegal. However, Max's motion was quickly denied right after the court day, making Max and his partners come to the following day screaming inside of the courtroom at the judge.
Well, you know, the problem, Your Honor, is that since this was an ex parte meeting that should probably have never taken place, you were not there. I was not there. My fellow outside agitators weren't there. We don't have a video of it. So I have no idea specifically if that was not referred to us. We don't know, do we? We don't know. And what I do know is that I have been arguing with people for 18 months that Chief Judge Glanville was doing his best, that he was trying to rule to the best of his ability based on the evidence and the law before him, and now I have been made to look like an idiot. So I do not believe that this trial should continue, Your Honor.
As this would end up going viral on social media, Lil Baby would even react saying, "It's about time, Young Thug's coming home. Slime's been in the cell too long and the trial is over." Then we would even see 4-2 Doug saying,
"Have you been tapped into the YSL case at all, and how do you think that's been?"
I've been trying to watch a little bit.
Do you think it's being mishandled?
I think it should have been dismissed. The shit with the judge that just happened.
That just happened.
Crazy, like trying to send his lawyer to jail. From the outside looking in, it's looking like they got something against him.
As it would then later be revealed in the court documents, the only two pieces of evidence that is currently against Young Thug. These are the reasons he is still in jail today. The first piece of evidence is that they are alleged that YNW Melly's street team YNW has street ties connected to Young Thug's team YSL, with the second piece of evidence being that Lil Wayne has the same street affiliation as Young Thug, confirming that rappers do have street ties.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with Young Thug, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with the 5-point star as well. Mr. Devins has the big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and see with individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and capture.
And are you familiar with who this individual is?
I am.
And who is that?
It's Dwayne Carter.
Okay. And does he have another name that he goes by?
He does.
And what is that?
Lil Wayne.
And are you aware, through any of your non-trained experience, if Mr. Carter, Dwayne Carter, self-identifies as a member of?
I believe that he does.
Okay. Tell the jury if you need to stand with the stick and point to what those identifiers are within Defense Exhibit 31.
There's a large MOB across his chest, often used particularly by West Coast, but is used across the country. He has 5 red 5-point stars across his chest.